Hi, it's Sue. Thanks for joining me for today's Bible reading. It's the reading for August 14th, and I'm reading Jeremiah 7 through 9 from the World English Bible. Verse 1. The word that came to Jeremiah from Yahweh, saying, Stand in the gate of Yahweh's house and proclaim this word there, and say, Hear Yahweh's word, all you of Judah who enter in at these gates to worship Yahweh. Yahweh of armies, the God of Israel, says, Amend your ways and your doings, and I will cause you to dwell in this place. Don't trust in lying words saying, Yahweh's temple, Yahweh's temple, Yahweh's temple are these. For if you thoroughly amend your ways and your doings, if you thoroughly execute justice between a man and his neighbor, if you don't oppress the foreigner, the fatherless, and the widow, and don't shed innocent blood in this place, and don't walk after other gods to your own hurt, then I will cause you to dwell in this place in the land that I gave to your fathers from of old, even forevermore. Behold, you trust in lying words that can't profit. Will you steal, murder, commit adultery, swear falsely, burn incense to Baal, and walk after other gods that you have not known? Let me look at that list again. Verse 9. Will you steal, murder, commit adultery? It's interesting, adultery's up there with murder and stealing. Steal, murder, commit adultery, swear falsely, burn incense to Baal, and walk after other gods that you have not known. Then come and stand before me in this house which is called by my name, and say, We are delivered, that you may do all these abominations. Has this house, which is called by my name, become a den of robbers in your eyes? Behold, I myself have seen it, says Yahweh. But go now to my place which was in Shiloh, where I caused my name to dwell at the first, and see what I did to it for the wickedness of my people Israel. Now because you have done all these works, says Yahweh, and I spoke to you, rising up early and speaking, but you didn't hear, and I called you, but you didn't answer. Therefore I will do to the house which is called by my name, in which you trust, and to the place which I gave to you and to your fathers, as I did to Shiloh. I will cast you out of my sight, as I have cast out all your brothers, even the whole offspring of Ephraim. Therefore don't pray for this people, don't lift up a cry or prayer for them, or make intercession to me, for I will not hear you. Don't you see what they do in the cities of Judah and the streets of Jerusalem? The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle fire, and the women knead the dough to make cakes to the queen of the city, and to pour out drink offerings to other gods, that they may provoke me to anger. Do they provoke me to anger? Says Yahweh. Don't they provoke themselves to the confusion of their own faces? Therefore the Lord Yahweh says, Behold, my anger and my wrath will be poured out in this place on man and animal and trees of the field, on the fruit of the ground, and it will burn and not be quenched. Yahweh of armies, the God of Israel, says, Add your burnt offerings to your sacrifices and eat meat, for I didn't speak to your fathers or command them in that day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt concerning burnt offerings or sacrifices. But this thing I commanded them, saying, Listen to my voice, and I will be your God, and you shall be my people. Walk in all the way that I command you, that it may be well with you. But they didn't listen or turn their ear, but walked in their own counsels and in the stubbornness of their evil heart, and went backward and not forward. Boy, that's a mouthful. I just want to read that last part again. But this thing I commanded them, saying, Listen to my voice, and I will be your God, and you shall be my people. Walk in all the way that I command you, that it may be well with you. But they didn't listen or turn their ear, but walked in their own counsels and in the stubbornness of their evil heart, and went backward and not forward. Since the day that your fathers came out of the land of Egypt to this day, I have sent to you all my servants, the prophets, daily rising up early and sending them. Yet they didn't listen to me or incline their ear, but made their neck stiff. They did worse than their fathers. You shall speak all these words to them, but they will not listen to you. You shall also call to them, but they will not answer you. You shall tell them, This is the nation that has not listened to Yahweh their God's voice, nor received instruction. Truth has perished, it is cut off from their mouth. Cut off your hair and throw it away, and take up a lamentation on the bare heights, for Yahweh has rejected and forsaken the generation of his wrath. For the children of Judah have done that which is evil in my sight, says Yahweh. They have set their abominations in the house which is called by my name to defile it. They have built the high places of Topheth, which is in the valleys of the sons of Hinnom, to burn the sons and their daughters in the fire, which I didn't command, nor did it come into my mind. Therefore, behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that it will no more be called Topheth, or the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter, for they will bury in Topheth until there is no place to bury. The dead bodies of this people will be food for the birds of the sky and the animals of the earth. No one will frighten them away. Then I will cause to cease from the cities of Judah and from the streets of Jerusalem the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, for the land will become a waste. Chapter 8. At that time, says Yahweh, they will bring the bones of the kings of Judah, the bones of the princes, the bones of the priests, the bones of the prophets, and the bones of the inhabitants of Jerusalem out of their graves. They will spread them before the sun, the moon, and all the army of the sky which they have loved, which they have served, after which they have walked, which they have sought, and which they have worshipped. They will not be gathered or be buried. They will be like dung on the surface of the earth. Death will be chosen rather than life by all the residue that remain of this evil family, that remain in all the places where I have driven them, says Yahweh of armies. Moreover, you shall tell them, Yahweh says, do men fall and not rise up again? Does one turn away and not return? Why then have the people of Jerusalem fallen back by a perpetual backsliding? They cling to deceit. They refuse to return. I listened and heard, but they didn't say what is right. No one repents of his wickedness, saying, what have I done? Everyone turns to his course as a horse that rushes headlong to battle. Yes, the stork in the sky knows her appointed times. The turtle dove, the swallow, and the crane observe the time of their coming. But my people don't know Yahweh's law. How do you say you are wise and Yahweh's law is with us? But behold, the false pen of the scribes has made that a lie. The wise men are disappointed, they are dismayed and trapped. Behold, they have rejected Yahweh's word. What kind of wisdom is in them? Therefore I will give their wives to others and their fields to those who will possess them. For every one, from the least even to the greatest, is given to covetousness. From the prophet even to the priest, every one deals falsely. They have healed the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly, saying, peace, peace, when there is no peace. When they were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? No, they were not at all ashamed. They couldn't blush. Therefore they will fall among those who fall. In their time of visitation they will be cast down, says Yahweh. I will utterly consume them, says Yahweh. No grapes will be on the vine, no figs on the fig tree, and the leaf will fade. The things that I have given them will pass away from them. Why do we sit still? Assemble yourselves. Let's enter into the fortified cities, and let's be silent there. For Yahweh our God has put us to silence and given us poisoned water to drink, because we have sinned against Yahweh. We looked for peace, but no good came, for a time of healing, and behold dismay. The snorting of his horses is heard from Dan. The whole land trembles at the sound of the neighing of his strong ones, for they have come and have devoured the land and all that is in it, the city and those that dwell therein. For behold, I will send serpents, adders among you, which will not be charmed, and they will bite you, says Yahweh. Oh, that I could comfort myself against sorrow. My heart is faint within me. Behold, the voice of the cry of the daughter of my people from a land that is far off. Isn't Yahweh in Zion? Isn't her king in her? Why have they provoked me to anger with their engraved images and their foreign idols? The harvest is past, the summer has ended, and we are not saved. For the hurt of the daughter of my people I am hurt. I mourn. Dismay has taken hold of me. Is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no physician there? Why then isn't the health of the daughter of my people recovered? Oh, that my head were waters and my eyes a spring of tears, that I might weep day and night for the slain of the daughter of my people. Oh, that I had in the wilderness a lodging place of wayfaring men, that I might leave my people and go from them. For they are all adulterers, an assembly of treacherous men. They bend their tongue as their bow for falsehood. They have grown strong in the land, but not for truth. For they proceed from evil to evil, and they don't know me, says Yahweh. Everyone beware of his neighbor, and don't trust in any brother, for every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will go around like a slanderer. Friends deceive each other and will not speak the truth. They have taught their tongue to speak lies. They weary themselves committing iniquity. Your habitation is in the middle of deceit. Through deceit they refuse to know me, says Yahweh. Therefore Yahweh of armies says, behold, I will melt them and test them, for how should I deal with the daughter of my people? Their tongue is a deadly arrow, it speaks deceit. One speaks peaceably to his neighbor with his mouth, but in his heart he waits to ambush him. Shouldn't I punish them for 3 things, says Yahweh? Shouldn't my soul be avenged on a nation such as this? I will weep and wail for the mountains and lament for the pastures of the wilderness, because they are burned up so that no one passes through. Men can't hear the voice of the livestock. Both the birds of the sky and the animals have fled. They are gone. I will make Jerusalem heaps, a dwelling place of jackals. I will make the cities of Judah a desolation without habitation. Who is wise enough to understand this? Who is he to whom the mouth of Yahweh has spoken that he may declare it? Why has the land perished and burned up like a wilderness, so that no one passes through? Yahweh says, because they have forsaken my law which I set before them, and have not obeyed my voice or walked in my ways, but have walked after the stubbornness of their own heart, and after the Baals which their fathers taught them. Therefore Yahweh of armies, the God of Israel, says, behold, I will feed them, even this people, with wormwood, and give them poisoned water to drink. I will scatter them also among the nations whom neither they nor their fathers have known. I will send the sword after them until I have consumed them. Yahweh of armies says, consider and call for the mourning women that they may come. Send for the skillful women that they may come. Let them make haste and take up a wailing for us, that our eyes may run down with tears, and our eyelids gush out with waters. For a voice of wailing is heard out of Zion. How are we ruined? We are greatly confounded, because we have forsaken the land, because they have cast down our dwellings. Yet hear Yahweh's word, you women. Let your ear receive the word of his mouth. Teach your daughters wailing, every one teach her neighbor a lamentation. For death has come up into our windows, it has entered into our palaces, to cut off the children from outside and the young men from the streets. Speak, Yahweh says. The dead bodies of men will fall as dung in the open field, and as a handful after the harvester. No one will gather them. Yahweh says, don't let the wise man glory in his wisdom. Don't let the mighty man glory in his might. Don't let the rich man glory in his riches. But let him who glories glory in this, that he has understanding and knows me, that I am Yahweh, who exercises loving kindness, justice, and righteousness in the earth. For I delight in these things, says Yahweh. Behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that I will punish all those who are circumcised only in their flesh. Egypt, Judah, Edom, the children of Ammon, Moab, and all who have the corners of their hair cut off, who dwell in the wilderness. For all the nations are uncircumcised, and all the house of Israel are uncircumcised in heart. That's it for today's reading. Thank you for joining me. Be sure to check the description for helpful links, including how to get your free one-year Bible. Till next time, shalom.